look so beautiful, and I'm so lucky to be yours.
Hey everyone, all my Mad Hatters, how is everyone doing? Welcome back to another episode of Classy Sassy Sitcher's WIP Chat and the train wreck that is her life. No, I'm just kidding. I've got a new color on my nails, as you can see. They will be going in about a couple of days, few days, but you can admire them while they're still here. I like matte nails. So, anyways, today is WIP Chat. We are working on Trixie by Hannah Lynn from Diamond Art Club. I have my wonderful Lazy River wood turning pen again. I decided to grab it out of my bedroom where I was working on other stuff. And I'm also working with Miss Bella Art De Nicole trays. So, I don't know why I said Miss, because it's just Bella Art De Nicole trays. So with that being said, let's just get right on into it. How are you guys doing? This week has been a week. Last Thursday, so this Thursday that just passed, I ended up in the emergency room in the morning because I had pain in my leg so bad it felt like I was like having a blood clot, and it turned out to be a MS flare-up. Luckily I have an MRI on Sunday of this week coming up, which I'm looking forward to because I legitimately can't deal with this pain anymore. I really want them to get me on some preventative pain medication because I'm having super flare-ups in my muscles and stuff, and it is not, before anybody suggests, it is not lack of magnesium. My levels were checked, my electrolytes were fine, which is surprising because I don't drink a lot of water during the day. I drink other fluids, but not water because I'm allergic to chlorine. So I can't drink regular tap water. So my electrolytes were fine. They checked, like they did blood tests, checked my electrolytes. They checked my magnesium and calcium levels, all fine. They checked my Keppra levels, all fine. Keppra is my anti-epileptic my anti-seizure medication because I'm an epileptic. So they checked all those levels. They were all fine. And yeah, so he was like, I'm almost certain this is a MS flare-up. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Yeah, you can, okay. So that was fun. I'm still waking up in random pain. My back has been spasming for probably a month now. I don't know what is up with that. I'm almost certain that's also an MS related thing. So the sooner I can get on some good meds, the better. Because lately, for me, this is fucking entirely bullshit. Excuse my language. But I'm so sick of being in pain. I'm so sick of it. So I worked one day this weekend. Like, I used to do delivery for Skip the Dishes, or it's like Uber Eats in the States, I guess, or whatever company you have that delivers food, DoorDash, shit like that. So I did work on Saturday, only for like 2 hours, just so I could get out of the house and make a little bit of extra money. I did wear a mask everywhere I went. Interacted with literally no one because it's contactless delivery now, so I did not have to like interact with anyone. My boyfriend was sick with the flu this weekend, which was fun times because anybody who has so he spent Easter with us, and he ended up sick on Sunday night. So anybody who knows anything about men knows they are big babies when they're sick. So that was super loads of fun. Wow, my brain is like crazy today. So my son lost all of his electronics for the weekend and the rest of last week because he was acting a fool in school. We don't buy into that kind of crap. So he was getting nothing. I was gonna buy him electronics for Easter. Did not do that. We do our Easter a little bit different here. My parents have always done it on the Monday, not the Sunday, because for them, Sunday is for Easter. It's for Jesus. It's not for a big white rodent or gray rodent or whatever you want to call it, rodent. My dog is around here, so if you hear her, I am sorry. She's being nosy right now. So, yeah, our weekend was a little shoddy because it started with me having pain, then my boyfriend being sick, then like, it was stressful. But we're all okay now. What was I saying? Oh, I've talked to my son's principal about holding him back next year because I feel like this year because I feel like he is emotionally not mature enough to go on to the next grade. It's not because I don't think he's smart. It's because he's not applying himself, and I don't believe in rewarding children with grading up if they're not applying themselves. My son is a super smart kid, don't get me wrong, but he literally has zero use for homework or doing more than the bare minimum, which for me should not be rewarded, especially when he has gone from all C's. Speaking of, I gotta take his report card back. I keep forgetting to do that. Oh my god. Especially for me. Who was that kid who did not apply themselves? And I know that my son is smart. He has a very high IQ. And I know this because his IQ has been tested. And I don't believe in rewarding kids for just the basic level of effort they can give. I believe that you are rewarded for hard work and pushing kids through just because, you want them to stay in their social group is not okay with me. I have a little bit of leeway with this because my son is literally the youngest person in his class. He is an October baby. He started when he was 4 years old. So if he stays in the course he's going to, he will graduate early. He'll graduate at 16, unlike others in his class who will be graduating at 17 and 18. So, yeah. It doesn't matter one lick to me if he stays back because I feel like he's not emotionally or socially ready for grade 8 because the next step after that is high school. And yeah, I don't feel he's ready. For me, it's a real big anxiety sending him ill prepared to somewhere that he shouldn't be right now. Because of his autism, he doesn't get social and emotional cues like other kids would. Like, for example, on Wednesday, we had an issue where some kid chucked a ball at his head. These kids have been having problems. This is not a new issue. One of these kids has literally been having problems since the beginning of the year. The other kid, it's progressively gotten worse, and it's frustrating for me, but this kid threw a ball at his head. One of the EAs saw it, told the other EA called the principal, but because they didn't send Candace, that's the kid's name, he is a twerp, because they did not send him to the office in the amount of time that Corbin found acceptable, Corbin went after Candace and started being physical with him, like trying to start a physical altercation, so to speak. And while I'm proud of him for sticking up for himself, because I've always told him, if you tell somebody to quit doing something and they continue to do something, then you hit back. And I'm proud of that. I can't really give him trouble for, try and hit back when he's frustrated, because this has been happening all year. I am also of the opinion that if you're not seeing results, and I've always told him, this is if you don't see a teacher doing anything. And if they say something, I will deal with it. However, the teacher was dealing with it. The principal was on his way out. And because it didn't happen in, Corbin's timing, he just went after this kid. And his principal texted me and was like, I just want you to know there was an incident. Corbin's not in trouble. We understand what happened. This other kid instigated it, and he's going to be in trouble. He is now on suspension in school, of course, not out of school. And I've called his parents, and I was like, all right. And he's like, I told the kid the next time the cops are going to get involved. And I said, okay, great. Because I've directed them to do that, because I'm tired of these kids being physical with my kid and them thinking they're going to get no consequences. So we as a school and parent and school team decided the next recourse of action that was best was to call the police. So that's fine, but Corbin needs to learn that sometimes it takes a little bit to investigate, and we don't want to be irrational before we know what's going on. So, yeah. My kid is just having a really difficult time this year. He's really having a difficult time adjusting, and, it's hard for him. I still don't have an IEP in this district. The school area because we moved from a different province, which the IEPs do not carry over to here. I don't know how it is in the States, but in Canada, you have to make an IEP for every province that you go to. That's just how it is. So, and if you don't know what an IEP is, it's an individualized education plan, is what it stands for. And Corbin really needs one. Like, he needs an EA, in my opinion, but here they don't really give you an EA unless you're like the most severe of the most severe, because that carries you through high school, and he wouldn't be able to do like a good majority of the stuff in high school that is exciting, and he would be in like a very restricted classroom because they still have special needs classrooms in the high school setting, and we don't want that for Corbin. We want him to be able to still stay with his peers in the what do they call them? Inclusive classrooms. But yeah. I just want my son to learn to differentiate between, you know, whether the school is actually doing something, or, you know, even if it takes a long time, I want him to I want him to know that sometimes it takes a little time for things to get dealt with, and he is of the opinion that it needs to be dealt with right now, instead of we got to deal with it in a certain fashion. So he's learning that slowly but surely, even if it isn't quick enough for him. That something will get done. His principal is pretty on top of things, which I appreciate, and they do actually do acceptable punishments. They don't just brush these kids off. They actually do get like suspensions, and one kid has already been expelled from like the lunch program. So like some kids will go and they'll get to eat in a certain area dependent upon your behavior. And because one of them was actually picking on Corbin in the very beginning of the school year, he no longer gets to eat with the rest of the kids. He has to eat at his lunch at the office. So, like, he still gets food. He still gets fed from the lunch program. He just can't eat it in the lunch room. It has to be in the principal's office. He's lost his lunch recesses for the entire year because he was bullying my son so bad that 2 girls went up to the teacher and were horrified by it. So the teacher was like, yeah, no, this can't happen, and reported it to the senior staff. So that kid lost his lunchroom privileges for the entire year. So, yeah, this is like 20 minutes long already, and I feel like I've talked about nothing. So I guess my question for you guys this week is, what are your plans for this week? Did you have a good Easter? And, are you participating in any events this month? I am only participating in one, the Butterflies with Diamonds event, hosted by Art De Nicole, and, yeah, and I'm joining in with Punked Out Diamonds in June, which I'm hoping my I'm really hoping my Punked Out diamond art, like my diamond painting, gets here, because I ordered it off of AliExpress as a custom, because I'm doing Kurt Cobain in a custom, because I love Kurt Cobain and grunge punk for that matter. So I'm hoping it gets here from China in time, because I ordered it like 3 weeks ago, and it says it's already en route to Canada, like it's already left Singapore and is on its way to Canada. So I'm assuming they sent it on a boat. Not really sure, but I also know that things from Asia are still being quarantined in our international quarantine facility. Like anything from Europe is actually getting quarantined, not just Asia, but Europe as well. So it might actually be at the quarantine facility and then on to me. But yeah, so yeah, I'm doing Kurt Cobain. But anyways, I think this is where I'll leave you. I hope you guys have a wonderful week and you stay happy, healthy, and kind. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Taking me high.